I appreciate President Pro Tem's eloquent speech, I believe it falls woefully short of being meaningful. It was just a short 3 weeks ago on this Senate floor that my colleagues and I brought a resolution forward to expel a member, and we were told that it was a distraction to this floor. We weren't even given the privilege as senators to have the open and honest debate on the measure. On that day, I didn't say, you had to vote with me. On that day, I said, we should have an open and honest debate, and you should vote your conscience. To come back now and to say that our staffs may be in jeopardy and they should be counseled on how to handle these things. We're not talking about somebody going to the public's state copying machine and making personal copies for their son's or daughter's birthday party. We're talking about serious offenses. But more importantly, we could even on this floor have a debate about a member who was found guilty of 8 felony counts. So to come back now and say, well, we're going to do all sorts of reforms, I find it disingenuous. And let me say something else. The argument that, well, we've been very productive and we've done wonderful things over the last 3 years. Pete Rose uses the same argument. He was a winning coach, but he violated the law, and his issues were addressed. Why is it that when a senator brings forth a motion to expel another member, he can't have an honest hearing here? Are we going to do some more substitute motions and hide behind more parliamentary procedures? Is that the nature of the day? Or are we going to go ahead and introduce reforms that are going to reduce our gifts from 400 to 200? Because after all, that's going to address the issue. Look, if you can be bought for $400, you can be bought for $200. It doesn't speak to the content of the character of the senator. This is not like laying pipe or shuffling papers in a boardroom. We're lawmakers. We're not above the law. When you look back on it and you start thinking, well, you know, I was accused of something, but my job is to shuffle papers in the boardroom, you could probably stay on your job. You probably can do it. In fact, any member here outside of this red floor could probably continue with their job because if they violate the public's trust, it's not crucial. The only thing we have is our ability not to violate the public's trust. You see, it's not a right to be on this floor. It's a privilege. It's a privilege to serve the people of California. And when you think in terms of asking members to resign, and when they don't resign, you propose to give them a Roman holiday by suspending all their ability to work for the people, but continue to pay them with the people's money, you're going down the wrong path. You're wrong. You still believe that senators are above the law, and you're wrong. There should be only one measure on this floor that's honestly and openly debated, and that's to expel these members. And yet we can't do that because President Pro Tem himself waved his finger and said, and you can see it at my state website, said that that resolution was not going to leave rules until he gave it permission to leave rules. So which is it today? More smoke and mirrors? More paid holidays for bad behavior? I don't know about you, but when I raised my kids, the one rule my wife and I had was that if you reward bad behavior, you're going to get more of it. How is it sitting at home, watching TV or doing whatever your pleasure, perhaps playing golf, getting paid by the state Senate and the people, and not having any responsibility to do the work is acceptable in a punishment in any way, shape, or form? What we're doing is incentivizing bad behavior with this resolution. It's wrong. Listen, stop ignoring the phone calls. Pick up the calls yourself. Look at the letters that are being sent to you. Everybody outside this room, they get it. Senators are not above the law. So why is it so difficult under this dome for you to understand that? I urge a no vote.